Sometimes the toughest hearts need the gentlest hands to mend them. That's a lesson Riley Harper learned the hard way, though she'd have fought tooth and nail before admitting it. Growing up on the rugged outskirts of Silver Ridge, Montana, in the shadow of the Rocky Mountains, Riley had faced blizzards that froze cattle solid and droughts that turned pastures to dust bowls. By 1885, at 23, she could fix a fence in a snowstorm, wrangle a stray steer, and patch up a horse's leg without batting an eye. But her own pain? That was something she buried deep, like a bad memory from her childhood. Her mom passed when Riley was just a kid, leaving her dad to raise her on their small ranch. Barns became her classrooms, and saddle sores her badges of honor. She ate jerky coal from the saddlebag and slept under stars more nights than she could count. Ranch life didn't coddle anyone, especially not a woman trying to prove she was as tough as any man. But that spring, a sharp ache in her abdomen started nagging like a burr in her boot. She ignored it, pushing through dawn patrols and evening chores, until one foggy morning it dropped her to her knees in the mud. For the first time, she pointed her horse toward town and the new dock everyone's been whispering about. She figured he'd be some grizzled old-timer with a flask in his pocket. Instead, Dr. Ethan Whitaker was young, maybe 30, with broad shoulders like a lumberjack, but the polished air of someone who'd seen big city lecture halls back east. His voice was calm, commanding, the kind that made you straighten up without realizing it. Riley's mouth went dry as he motioned her to the exam table. "Just lie back and let me take care of this," he said, his tone professional but kind. To Riley, it felt like a slap. No one took care of her. Blushing fiercer than a prairie fire, she bolted out the door, muttering excuses, vowing never to return. But Ethan's words lingered. "Pain outlasts stubbornness, miss." Back at the Harper spread, nestled in a valley between jagged peaks, her dad's old partner, Hank Dawson, eyed her suspiciously. Hank was pushing 60, with a mustache like silver wire and eyes that missed nothing. "You look like hell warmed over," he grumbled. Riley waved him off, but the pain gnawed deeper. That night, over beans and biscuits, Hank pressed, "What did the doc say?" "Nothing. Changed my mind." Hank shook his head. "Your pod skin you alive for letting pride kill you." The word stung her dad, tough as nails, had always known when to swallow ego. But Riley stormed off, the doctor's offer echoing like a taunt. Days blurred into chores, the ache worsening. Checking fences one afternoon, the world spun, and she tumbled from her saddle, blacking out in the dirt. Waking to her horse nuzzling her, she dragged herself back up, finishing the job through sheer grit. But doubt crept in. Maybe pride was a luxury she couldn't afford. Still, she doubled down, avoiding town like the plague. Fate had other plans. Needing supplies, she rode into Silver Ridge and spotted Ethan at the Mercantile. Ducking behind a barrel felt foolish, but better than facing him. Too late. "Afternoon, Miss Harper." His voice was steady, those hazel eyes flecked with gold. "Feeling better?" "Fit as a fiddle," she lied, wincing as she lifted flour sacks. He didn't push, just tipped his hat. Doors always open. Her cheeks burned all the way home. Why did this man unsettle her so? He was handsome, sure rugged yet refined, but out of her league, like a thoroughbred among mustangs. Next came the bombshell. Widow Clara Jenkins was selling her late husband's herd 20 prime steers as steel. Riley needed them to build up the ranch since her dad's passing. But at Clara's cozy parlor, sipping weak tea, Clara mentioned the doc inquired too. Seemed mighty interested who else might bid. Riley's gut twisted. Was Ethan poaching her chance out of spite? Or worse, pity? Storming out, she nearly collided with him at the diner. "Whoa there, cowgirl." His hand steadied her warm and firm. "Folks'll think you're chasing me." "Chasing you? I'd sooner kiss a cactus." But he guided her to a table, ordering coffee like it was nothing. Gossip spread like wildfire. Riley Harper, the tomboy rancher, cozying up to the rich eastern dock. Over steaming mugs, he probed, "What's eating you?" She snapped about the cattle, accusing him of meddling. Small town, he shrugged. Good investment. It boiled her blood, saw opportunity. She saw survival. Standing to leave, he blocked her gently. Sit. Tell me what's really wrong. His calm command irked her, but she sat. I think you're scared, he said. Of what? You. Of letting someone in. The nerve. She laughed it off, but his invitation hit hard. Dinner with me. Tomorrow. Why me? Because I like you strong, honest, no games. She fled, heart pounding. Rich men like him didn't court dirt-poor ranch girls without strings. Hank's gossip fueled her doubts. Ethan was loaded with land and mines. Rich folks got agendas, Hank warned. Riley smashed the medicine bottle he'd left her, convinced it was charity. She dodged him for weeks, hiding in alleys and privy, humiliating but necessary, until he cornered her at the bank. Playing hide-and-seek? Blushing, she refused dinner again. Scared of talk, he pressed. They'll say I'm desperate, snagged Jin the doc. Let him. Their opinions don't matter, yours does. His defiance sparked something, but she rode off, his warning trailing, I won't wait forever. The pain exploded days later. Alone on the ranch, she collapsed while mucking stalls. Hank found her horse loose, raced for Ethan. He burst in, scooping her up. Damn stubborn woman, this could have killed you. At his grand house, he dosed her with laudanum, revealing his past, engaged to a Philadelphia socialite who mocked him as a cowboy in a suit. Humiliated, he'd fled west. I see you, Riley, stronger than anyone. Worth pursuing. Tears came. She confessed. I don't know how to let go. His kiss sealed it tender, then passionate, shattering her walls. They wed in a simple chapel ceremony, Silver Ridge buzzing. Life wasn't easy. Ethan botched roping, milked cows wrong, sparking laughs and fights. Their first spat? Her working through fever carried her to bed. Not on my watch. Passionate makeups followed. Kids came, son Jack, then twins Emma and Grace. The ranch thrived, Ethan blending doctoring with ranching, Riley softening but staying fierce. 10 years on, watching Ethan teach Jack to lasso from the porch, Riley marveled. Hank chuckled. Regret tying a knot? Never. Best risk I took. Ethan jogged over, sweeping her up. Still scary, cowgirl? Terrifying in the best way. As he carried her inside, laughter echoing, their love forged in stubborn clashes and tender yields proved unbreakable. A Montana tale of grit meeting grace, proving even the wildest hearts can find home. What do you think about Riley's journey from fierce independence to embracing vulnerability? Did the class differences or gender roles in the story rub you the wrong way, or did they add to the tension? Share your take in the comments. Agree, disagree, or debate the heck out of it. Your opinions make these stories even better.